Have you ever felt weighed down by certain relationships, wondering if they're holding you back from reaching your full potential? What if the people closest to you are preventing you from becoming your best self? Today, we're going to uncover a powerful concept rooted in Stoicism: knowing when to let go of toxic relationships, even if they involve family or friends. Are you ready to discover the truth and free yourself from these hidden burdens? Welcome to the Stoic tribe, where we explore timeless wisdom and practical insights for living a better life. If you find value in our content, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. It's the easiest way to support our mission of spreading powerful ideas and helping more people like you. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on the life-changing insights we share, and you'll be part of a community committed to personal growth and resilience. In this video, we will reveal the 11 signs that indicate you should end a relationship, even if it's with family or friends. These signs will help you identify when a relationship is no longer serving your well-being and is actually hindering your growth and peace. We'll delve into each sign deeply, offering practical advice and Stoic wisdom to empower you to make the right choices for your life. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of which relationships are worth keeping and which ones are best left behind. This is crucial for your mental and emotional well-being. Don't miss out on this opportunity to transform your life for the better. Stick with us to the end, because what you learn today could change the way you approach relationships forever. So, let's dive right in and explore these signs. 1. Physical or emotional abuse, the unforgivable harm. Abuse, whether physical or emotional, is a clear and unequivocal sign that a relationship must end. Have you ever felt trapped in a situation where someone's behavior is causing you harm, yet you find it difficult to break free? Abuse leaves deep scars, both visible and invisible, and it fundamentally violates the principles of respect, dignity, and love. In Stoicism, respect for oneself and others is paramount. The Stoics teach us to treat everyone, including ourselves, with dignity and to never tolerate actions that diminish our worth or well-being. Physical and emotional abuse are direct affronts to these principles, causing profound damage to the body, mind, and spirit. Physical abuse involves any form of violence or harm inflicted on your body. It's the most visible form of abuse, leaving bruises and scars that are reminders of the pain endured. No one should ever have to endure physical harm, especially from someone who is supposed to care for them. The fear and trauma that result from such abuse can be paralyzing, making it difficult to see a way out. Emotional abuse, though less visible, can be equally devastating. It involves manipulative behaviors such as constant criticism, humiliation, intimidation, and control. Emotional abusers erode your self-esteem and sense of worth, making you doubt your own perceptions and abilities. The wounds from emotional abuse are deep and long-lasting, affecting your mental health and overall well-being. Imagine living in a state of constant fear, anxiety, and self-doubt. Your every move is scrutinized, your every action criticized. This is the reality of living with abuse. It creates an environment where you cannot thrive, where your sense of self is continually undermined. The toll on your mental and emotional health is immense, leading to depression, anxiety, and a host of other issues. In the philosophy of Stoicism, one's peace of mind and integrity are of utmost importance. Tolerating abuse contradicts these values and perpetuates a cycle of harm and suffering. The Stoics believed that we must guard our inner tranquility and protect our dignity, never allowing anyone to diminish our self-worth. Recognizing abuse and deciding to leave is an act of profound courage and self-respect. It involves acknowledging the reality of the situation and prioritizing your safety and well-being. It's not easy, especially when the abuser may have manipulated you into believing that you are at fault or that you deserve the treatment you're receiving. Breaking free from this cycle requires strength and support, but it is essential for your health and happiness. 2. Emotional manipulation, the invisible chains. Emotional manipulation can be subtle, yet its impact is profound and damaging. Have you ever felt like you were being played, but couldn't quite put your finger on it? It's that nagging feeling that someone is pulling the strings behind the scenes, bending your emotions and decisions to serve their own needs. This kind of manipulation can leave you feeling confused, powerless, and drained. In Stoicism, the pursuit of rationality and emotional resilience is paramount. The Stoics teach us to cultivate a mind that is clear, rational, and free from the turmoil of manipulated emotions. Emotional manipulation stands in stark contrast to these ideals, as it seeks to control and distort your feelings for someone else's gain. Imagine being in a relationship where your emotions are constantly being toyed with. One moment you feel cherished and valued. The next, you are made to feel guilty and inadequate. This roller coaster of emotions is not accidental. It's a deliberate tactic used to keep you off balance, making you more susceptible to control. Over time, this can erode your self-confidence and cloud your judgment, leaving you dependent on the manipulator for validation and direction. Emotional manipulators are skilled at making you doubt your perceptions and feelings. They might twist words and events, making you question your reality. They often play the victim, shifting blame onto you and making you feel responsible for their unhappiness. This can lead to a cycle of guilt and apology, where you are constantly striving to make things right, even when you have done nothing wrong. Recognizing emotional manipulation requires clarity and self-awareness. It's about tuning into those moments when your gut tells you something is off. When you start to notice patterns of guilt-tripping, gaslighting, or excessive flattery followed by sudden coldness, it's a sign that manipulation is at play. These tactics are designed to keep you tethered and compliant, preventing you from seeing the relationship for what it truly is. Choosing to end a relationship marked by emotional manipulation is an act of reclaiming your power. It's about asserting your right to a life where your emotions are your own, not tools for someone else's agenda. This decision is not easy, especially when manipulation has woven itself deeply into the fabric of the relationship. However, it's crucial for your mental and emotional well-being. In the philosophy of Stoicism, maintaining control over your own mind and emotions is essential. The Stoics believed that true happiness and tranquility come from within, untainted by external forces. By freeing yourself from the grip of emotional manipulation, you take a significant step toward achieving this inner peace. You reclaim your autonomy and create space for healthier, more supportive relationships. 3. Lack of respect. Respect is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. Without it, the foundation crumbles, leaving behind a structure that can no longer support the weight of genuine connection. Have you ever felt the sting of disrespect from someone you care about? It cuts deep, undermining your self-worth and creating a rift that can be hard to bridge. When someone repeatedly disrespects you, it sends a clear message. They do not value you or your boundaries. This lack of respect can manifest in many ways, from dismissive comments and belittling your opinions to ignoring your needs and boundaries. Each instance chips away at your self-esteem, leaving you questioning your worth and place in the relationship. In the philosophy of Stoicism, respect is not just a courtesy, it is a fundamental principle. Stoics believe in living a life of virtue, which includes treating others with dignity and expecting the same in return. When respect is absent, it disrupts the harmony and balance that are essential for a healthy, fulfilling relationship. Imagine trying to grow a garden in soil that is toxic. No matter how much you water the plants or how much sunlight they receive, they will struggle to thrive. Similarly, a relationship without respect is like that toxic soil. It prevents the relationship from flourishing, no matter how much effort you put into it. Think about the energy you spend trying to earn respect from someone who continually denies it to you. It's exhausting and demoralizing. You find yourself constantly on edge, walking on eggshells, afraid to speak your mind or assert your needs. This is not how a healthy relationship should feel. You deserve to be in a space where you can express yourself freely, without fear of ridicule or dismissal. Respect is also about recognizing and honoring each other's boundaries. In a respectful relationship, boundaries are not only acknowledged but are valued and upheld. When someone violates your boundaries, they are disregarding your autonomy and self-worth. This kind of behavior is not only hurtful, but also damaging to your sense of self. Letting go of relationships that lack respect is a courageous act of self-preservation. It is an acknowledgement that you deserve better. It's about standing up for yourself and affirming your right to be treated with dignity. It may feel daunting, especially if the person who disrespects you is someone close, like a family member or longtime friend. But remember, enduring disrespect only perpetuates a cycle of negativity and pain. Imagine a life where every interaction is grounded in mutual respect, where your thoughts and feelings are valued and your boundaries are honored. Such relationships not only enhance your well-being, but also empower you to become the best version of yourself. This is the kind of environment where true connection and growth can occur. 4. Unending drama. Drama. It's that relentless chaos that seems to follow certain people, filling their lives, and by extension yours, with unnecessary stress and turmoil. Have you ever felt like you're caught in a never-ending storm of conflicts, misunderstandings, and crises that aren't even yours to begin with? This kind of constant drama can be incredibly draining, consuming your energy and peace of mind. In Stoicism, the pursuit of tranquility and inner peace is central. The Stoics teach us to rise above the chaos of the external world and cultivate a calm, stable inner life. Unending drama is the antithesis of this Stoic ideal. It disrupts your serenity, dragging you into a vortex of emotional upheaval that distracts you from your own goals and well-being. Imagine waking up each day with a sense of calm, only to have it shattered by someone who thrives on conflict and disorder. Their life is a series of crises, each one demanding your attention and emotional involvement. You become an unwilling participant in their endless saga, constantly putting out fires that you didn't start. This relentless stress takes a toll on your mental and emotional health, leaving you feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. People who perpetuate drama often do so because they crave attention or thrive on the excitement of conflict. They might create problems where none exist, blow minor issues out of proportion, or drag you into their personal battles. This behavior not only disrupts your peace, but also prevents you from focusing on what truly matters in your life. You find yourself wasting valuable time and energy on conflicts that have no resolution, caught in a cycle of negativity that seems impossible to escape. Recognizing the impact of unending drama on your life is the first step toward reclaiming your peace. It's about understanding that you have the right to protect your mental and emotional well-being. You are not obligated to participate in someone else's chaos, nor should you feel guilty for wanting to distance yourself from it. In the philosophy of Stoicism, it's essential to prioritize your tranquility and focus on what you can control. You cannot control the actions or emotions of others, but you can choose how to respond. By setting boundaries and limiting your involvement in unnecessary drama, you create space for calm and clarity in your life. This decision is not about abandoning those in need, but about recognizing when their behavior is harmful to your well-being. Imagine the freedom of living a life unburdened by constant drama, a life where your energy is directed toward positive pursuits, where your days are filled with constructive activities and meaningful relationships. This is the life that Stoicism encourages, a life of purpose, peace, and inner strength. 5. Lack of growth. Growth is an essential part of life. It is through growth that we evolve, improve, and ultimately find greater fulfillment. But what happens when a relationship stifles this natural process? Have you ever felt stuck in a relationship where you can't seem to progress, where your dreams and aspirations are sidelined and your personal development is put on hold? In Stoicism, growth and self-improvement are fundamental. The Stoics teach us that we should constantly strive to become better versions of ourselves, seeking wisdom and virtue in all that we do. A relationship that hinders your growth is a direct obstacle to this pursuit. Imagine a plant trying to grow in a pot that's too small. Its roots are cramped, its leaves struggle for space, and it cannot reach its full potential. Similarly, when you're in a relationship that doesn't support your growth, you are like that plant. Your ambitions are constrained, your potential is limited, and your spirit is stifled. A lack of growth in a relationship can manifest in various ways. Perhaps the other person discourages your dreams, belittles your ambitions, or simply doesn't support your efforts to improve. They might be comfortable with the status quo and resist any changes that might disrupt their sense of normalcy. This resistance can leave you feeling frustrated and unfulfilled, as your desire to advance is met with apathy or even hostility. Growth also involves learning and adapting. In a healthy relationship, both individuals inspire and challenge each other to learn new things, explore new ideas, and develop new skills. When this dynamic is absent, stagnation sets in. You find yourself repeating the same patterns, having the same conversations, and facing the same problems, with no progress or improvement in sight. Consider the impact of being in an environment that nurtures growth instead. Imagine having a partner or friend who encourages your pursuits, celebrates your achievements, and pushes you to reach higher. This support fuels your drive and helps you overcome obstacles. It creates a positive feedback loop where both parties grow and evolve together, enriching the relationship and enhancing personal fulfillment. The Stoics believed that we should align ourselves with people who share our values and aspirations, as these relationships help us stay true to our path. If a relationship is not contributing to your growth, it's worth examining whether it aligns with your values and long-term goals. Are you compromising your potential for the sake of maintaining the status quo? Letting go of relationships that impede your growth is a courageous act of self-respect. It's about acknowledging your worth and your right to pursue a life of continuous improvement. It can be difficult, especially if the relationship has been a significant part of your life. However, staying in a stagnant relationship can be even more damaging in the long run, as it holds you back from achieving your true potential. 6. Betrayal of trust. Trust is the bedrock of any meaningful relationship. Without it, the connection between individuals crumbles, leaving behind a hollow shell of what once was. Have you ever experienced the pain of having your trust betrayed by someone close to you? It's a deep wound that cuts into the very core of your being, shaking your sense of security and leaving you questioning everything. In Stoicism, trust is a vital component of relationships built on virtue and integrity. The Stoics teach us to value honesty, reliability, and fidelity, both in ourselves and in others. When someone betrays your trust, it is not just a personal slight. It is a fundamental violation of these principles. Imagine giving someone a part of yourself, sharing your secrets, fears, and dreams, only to have them misuse that vulnerability. The betrayal of trust is like a shattering glass, breaking into countless pieces that can never be fully mended. It leaves you wary and guarded, making it difficult to open up and connect with others in the future. Betrayal can take many forms. It could be a friend who shares your confidences with others, a partner who is unfaithful, or a family member who deceives you for their gain. Regardless of the form it takes, the impact is profound. It erodes the foundation of trust that relationships are built upon, creating an atmosphere of suspicion and doubt. Trust is not just about keeping secrets, it's about consistency and reliability. It's knowing that you can count on someone to be there for you, to support you, and to act in your best interests. When this trust is betrayed, it leaves you feeling isolated and vulnerable. The person you once relied on becomes a source of pain and uncertainty, disrupting your emotional equilibrium. Consider the emotional toll of maintaining a relationship where trust has been broken. You are constantly on edge, questioning motives and doubting actions. This state of hypervigilance is exhausting and detrimental to your well-being. It prevents you from fully engaging in the relationship and hinders your ability to find peace and happiness. The Stoics believed in the importance of maintaining relationships that align with virtue. If someone betrays your trust, they are acting in a way that is fundamentally opposed to Stoic values. Continuing to invest in such a relationship can be damaging to your sense of self and your pursuit of a virtuous life. Letting go of a relationship marred by betrayal is an act of self-preservation and respect. It's about acknowledging that you deserve to be surrounded by people who are trustworthy and who value your trust. It can be incredibly painful to walk away, especially if the relationship has been significant and long-standing. However, staying in a relationship where trust is absent only prolongs the hurt and prevents you from healing and moving forward. Imagine a life where you are surrounded by people who honor and respect your trust. Relationships where you feel safe, valued, and supported. This is the kind of environment that fosters true connection and growth. It's a space where you can be vulnerable and authentic without fear of betrayal. 7. Exploitation. Exploitation can be subtle, insidious, and deeply damaging. Have you ever felt like someone was taking advantage of you, using your kindness, resources, or efforts for their gain without giving anything in return? This form of manipulation can leave you feeling drained, unappreciated, and resentful. In Stoicism, the principles of fairness and justice are paramount. The Stoics teach us to live virtuously, which includes treating others with respect and not exploiting them for personal gain. When you find yourself in a relationship where you are being exploited, it goes against these fundamental values and disrupts your sense of equity and self-worth. Exploitation can manifest in various ways. It might be a friend who constantly borrows money but never repays it, a colleague who takes credit for your work, or a family member who expects you to handle their responsibilities without any consideration for your own needs. Over time, this one-sided dynamic can lead to feelings of frustration and burnout, as your efforts and sacrifices are taken for granted. Imagine investing time, energy, and resources into a relationship, only to realize that the other person is simply using you. It's a painful realization that your goodwill and generosity are being manipulated for someone else's benefit. This exploitation not only diminishes your self-esteem, but also erodes your trust in others, making it difficult to form healthy, reciprocal relationships in the future. In the philosophy of Stoicism, the focus is on living a life of virtue and contributing positively to the world. Exploitation is fundamentally opposed to this ideal, as it involves taking advantage of others for selfish purposes. A relationship built on exploitation is inherently unbalanced and unjust, creating an environment of inequality and resentment. Recognizing that you are being exploited is the first step toward reclaiming your power and sense of fairness. It requires a clear and honest assessment of the relationship and the dynamics at play. Are your contributions acknowledged and valued, or are they expected and taken for granted? Is there a balance of give and take, or is the relationship skewed heavily in one direction? Letting go of a relationship where exploitation is present is an act of self-respect and justice. It's about setting boundaries and refusing to be used for someone else's gain. This decision can be challenging, especially if the person exploiting you is someone close or if you have a long history together. However, staying in such a relationship only perpetuates the cycle of exploitation and diminishes your self-worth. 8. Dishonesty, the silent destroyer. Dishonesty is a silent killer, eroding trust and integrity at its core. Have you ever felt the sting of betrayal when you discover that someone you care about has been deceitful? It's a profound violation that shakes your confidence and leaves you questioning everything. In Stoicism, honesty is a cornerstone of virtue. The Stoics teach us to live with integrity, to be truthful in our words and actions. When dishonesty enters a relationship, it undermines these principles, creating a foundation of lies and deceit that cannot support a healthy, meaningful connection. Dishonesty can take many forms, from small white lies to significant betrayals. It might be a partner hiding important aspects of their life from you, a friend who constantly fabricates stories, or a family member who keeps secrets to manipulate situations. Regardless of the scale, Each lie chips away at the trust and authenticity of the relationship. Imagine trying to build a house on unstable ground. No matter how well constructed the walls and roof are, the house will eventually crumble because its foundation is weak. Similarly, a relationship built on dishonesty cannot stand the test of time. Lies create an environment of suspicion and insecurity, where you are always second-guessing and doubting the other person's words and actions. When someone lies to you, it not only disrespects you, but also shows a lack of courage and integrity. It reveals their unwillingness to face the truth and be accountable for their actions. This lack of transparency prevents genuine connection and growth, as the relationship is shrouded in falsehoods and pretense. In the philosophy of Stoicism, living a life of truth and authenticity is paramount. The Stoics believed that our actions should align with our principles and that honesty is essential for personal and relational integrity. When dishonesty infiltrates a relationship, it disrupts this alignment, causing internal and external conflict. Recognizing dishonesty and its impact on your relationship is crucial for your well-being. It involves a clear-eyed assessment of whether the relationship can be repaired or whether it's time to move on. Are the lies part of a pattern, or are they isolated incidents that can be addressed and corrected? Is the other person willing to change and rebuild trust, or do they continue to deceive without remorse? Letting go of a relationship marked by dishonesty is an act of self-respect and commitment to living truthfully. It's about refusing to be complicit in a web of lies and choosing instead to cultivate relationships where honesty and integrity are valued. This decision can be painful, especially if the relationship has been significant and long-standing. However, staying in a dishonest relationship only perpetuates the cycle of deceit and erodes your self-worth. 9. Toxic dependency, the suffocating bond. Toxic dependency is a relationship dynamic where one person relies excessively on another for emotional, physical, or financial support, creating an unhealthy and unbalanced bond. Have you ever felt suffocated by someone's overwhelming neediness, or found yourself constantly sacrificing your own well-being to cater to someone else's endless demands? This kind of dependency can be exhausting and detrimental to your growth and happiness. In Stoicism, independence and self-reliance are key virtues. The Stoics teach us to cultivate inner strength and resilience, to be self-sufficient and not overly dependent on external factors for our sense of well-being. Toxic dependency contradicts these principles, trapping you in a cycle where your own needs and aspirations are neglected. Imagine carrying a heavy weight around your neck every day. No matter what you do, it's always there, dragging you down, making every step harder than it should be. This is what toxic dependency feels like. It restricts your freedom and stifles your personal development as you are constantly burdened by someone else's reliance on you. Toxic dependency often stems from deep-seated insecurities and fears of abandonment. The dependent person may use manipulation, guilt, and excessive demands to keep you close, creating a relationship dynamic that is more about control than genuine connection. This can leave you feeling trapped, as if you are responsible for their happiness and well-being, while your own needs go unmet. Consider the emotional toll of being in a relationship where you are constantly giving and rarely receiving. Your energy is drained, your goals are sidelined, and your sense of self is diminished. You may find yourself walking on eggshells, afraid to assert your own needs or make independent decisions for fear of causing conflict or abandonment. In Stoic philosophy, the focus is on achieving inner tranquility and personal growth. Toxic dependency disrupts this balance as it ties your well-being to the unpredictable and often unreasonable demands of another person. To live virtuously and fully, you need to break free from these unhealthy bonds and cultivate relationships that support mutual growth and respect. Recognizing toxic dependency requires honest self-reflection and a willingness to acknowledge the imbalance in the relationship. It involves understanding that you are not responsible for another person's happiness. and that true support comes from empowering each other to be independent and self-reliant. Letting go of a toxic dependent relationship is a courageous act of self-liberation. It's about reclaiming your autonomy and prioritizing your own well-being. This decision can be difficult, especially if the dependent person is someone you care deeply about. However, staying in such a relationship only perpetuates the cycle of dependency and prevents both parties from achieving true growth and fulfillment. Imagine a life where your relationships are balanced and empowering, where you support each other's independence, encourage each other's growth, and share responsibilities equitably. This is the kind of environment that fosters mutual respect and genuine connection, allowing both individuals to thrive. 10. Misaligned values. Values are the guiding principles that shape our decisions, behaviors, and ultimately, our lives. When you share your life with someone who fundamentally misaligns with your core values, it creates a disconnect that can be both disorienting and painful. Have you ever felt a deep sense of unease or conflict because someone important to you consistently acts in ways that clash with your beliefs and principles? In Stoicism, living according to one's values is essential for achieving inner peace and a virtuous life. The Stoics teach us to align our actions with our beliefs, striving for consistency and integrity. When values are misaligned in a relationship, it disrupts this harmony, causing internal and external conflict. Imagine navigating a ship with two captains who each have different maps and destinations in mind. The journey becomes chaotic and directionless, filled with arguments and disagreements about the best course to take. This is what it feels like to be in a relationship where your values do not align. Every decision, big or small, becomes a potential source of conflict, eroding the foundation of mutual respect and understanding. Misaligned values can manifest in many ways. It could be differing views on honesty, integrity, and ethical behavior. Perhaps one person values financial stability and hard work, while the other prioritizes spontaneity and living in the moment. Maybe one values family and commitment, while the other is more individualistic and career-focused. These fundamental differences can create a chasm that is difficult to bridge. The impact of misaligned values extends beyond disagreements. It affects your sense of identity and self-worth. You may find yourself constantly compromising on things that matter deeply to you, leading to feelings of resentment and dissatisfaction. Over time, this can erode your self-esteem and create a sense of living inauthentically. In the philosophy of Stoicism, it is vital to live in accordance with your values and principles. When you consistently compromise these values to maintain a relationship, you are not being true to yourself. This incongruence can lead to a loss of personal integrity and inner peace. The Stoics believed that a virtuous life is one where your actions reflect your true beliefs and values, fostering a sense of coherence and contentment. Recognizing that your values are misaligned with someone you care about is a challenging realization. It requires introspection and honesty about what truly matters to you. Are you consistently finding yourself at odds with the other person's beliefs and actions? Do you feel like you are sacrificing your values to keep the peace? These are crucial questions to consider. Letting go of a relationship with misaligned values is an act of self-respect and authenticity. It's about acknowledging that you deserve to live a life that is true to your principles, surrounded by people who support and share your values. This decision can be painful, especially if the relationship has been significant and long-standing. However, continuing in a relationship where values are fundamentally at odds only leads to further conflict and discontent. Imagine a life where your relationships are in harmony with your values, where your beliefs and principles are respected and shared, creating a foundation of mutual understanding and support. This is the kind of environment that fosters genuine connection and personal growth. 11. Constant negativity, the energy vampire. Have you ever felt the weight of someone's constant negativity? Imagine starting your day with a fresh outlook, only to have it shattered by someone who always sees the worst in every situation. It's like carrying a heavy burden that you didn't choose to bear. Negativity is contagious. It seeps into your mind, slowly eroding your optimism and hope. When you're surrounded by negative energy, it's challenging to stay positive and focused on your goals. Your spirit becomes weighed down, making every task seem harder than it really is. This constant drain can leave you feeling exhausted and defeated before you even begin your day. In Stoicism, we learn that our environment and the people we associate with have a profound impact on our mental state. The Stoics believed in cultivating a tranquil and peaceful mind, free from unnecessary turmoil. When someone in your life is persistently negative, they disrupt this peace. They create an atmosphere where anxiety and despair thrive, making it difficult for you to maintain your emotional balance. Imagine the difference it would make to be surrounded by people who uplift and inspire you instead. People who see challenges as opportunities and who approach life with a sense of hope and possibility. This positive energy fuels your own inner strength, helping you to stay resilient and focused on your path. Why should you tolerate a relationship that constantly pulls you down? Life is already filled with its own set of challenges. Adding the weight of someone else's negativity only makes your journey harder. You deserve to protect your mental and emotional well-being. You deserve to cultivate relationships that nourish your soul, not drain it. Letting go of a negative relationship is not an easy decision. It often comes with feelings of guilt, especially if the person is someone close to you. But remember, prioritizing your well-being is not selfish. It's a necessary step in achieving a life of peace and purpose. By distancing yourself from constant negativity, you create space for positivity and growth. You allow yourself the freedom to thrive and pursue your true potential. And there you have it, the 11 signs that you should end every relationship, even if it's with family or friends. Recognizing these signs and taking action isn't easy, but it's a crucial step towards living a life of peace, purpose, and fulfillment. By aligning your relationships with the Stoic principles of integrity, respect, and personal growth, you create a healthier and more supportive environment for yourself. Remember, letting go of toxic relationships is not an act of selfishness, but of self-preservation. It's about prioritizing your well-being so you can contribute more positively to the world and live a life true to your values. If this video resonated with you, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to bring these powerful insights to a wider audience, helping more people like you find the strength and wisdom to improve their lives. By subscribing, you'll be the first to receive our latest content, ensuring you never miss out on the life-changing advice we provide. Thank you for joining us on this journey today. Remember, you deserve relationships that uplift and empower you. Take the wisdom you've gained today and apply it to your life. Make the brave choices that lead to a better, more fulfilling existence.